It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise on this fabulous Friday. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I'm Mark Daniels. Thank you for waking up with us dead early on this fabulous Friday.
Indeed, we're so happy to have you. And before we go any further, I want to wish a belated happy birthday to my former co-host, Phil Simon. Phil celebrated a very big number that I won't call on air last Friday. And so Phil, from the entire team here at Bahamas at Sunrise and we wish you a very belated happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brother Phil. Enjoy another lap around the sun. Continue to do well. Looking forward to seeing you, and we'll share a toast.
Indeed, indeed. Well, of course, we had the Grand Bahama Business Outlook yesterday. If you got to attend that conference, you know that it, of course, was dynamic. Lots of new promises for the island of Grand Bahama. And as someone that grew up there, Mark, all I can do is hope for the best. Hope that they will become things that are actually, you know, like write the vision, make it plain, rather than a promise that does not come to pass.
Grand Bahama is back. We ready. Get my ticket ready. Pack up the family, put them on the boat, the mail boat. We going north. We going Grand Bahama. Big things happening in Grand Bahama. Y'all get ready.
Yeah, that's what they say, Mark. We need to put you on their team. But you know, it's we're hopeful. We're very hopeful, and there was a strong message of hope yesterday. And so, of course, we'll have more for that in the coming weeks as we share clips here and there. But if you missed it, you know, you really did miss out. Do not miss these business outlooks. There's just a wide length of information that can happen. And if you're a business person and you want to understand how you can get in from the ground up on some of these projects, it's really important to attend. So kudos to everyone that attended yesterday. Thanks again to all the speakers. It really was a phenomenal event.
I agree 100%. If you miss it, you miss it. See you next time, right?
Indeed. Well, we've got another great show for you today. We're going to be talking to Dr. Patti Symonette about healthy eating for Nutrition Month. And we'll visit Jackie's Bakery in Grand Bahama, and we're going to take a look at the senior category winning video in the Central Bank Video Essay Competition. So, Mark, I think there are 3 categories in that competition, and this is now the 3rd time that we get to meet the top and senior winners.
I've enjoyed the first 2 segments, definitely. Just meeting those students. Everyone's so well-spoken, so intelligent, so driven, so forward-thinking. I definitely think our future is in great hands, right? So looking forward to that segment. And we're also going to have the Bahamas Football Association. We're talking about real football now. We use your foot. And they're here to talk about an upcoming match in St. Martin. And we're also going to find out how the Kidney Center in Freeport is doing for Kidney Month, or what they're doing for Kidney Month. All this and more. But first, let's check out weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at the weather, sunrise. High pressures now the dominant weather feature across the islands. With very warm temperatures and moderate breezes. Today, lovely day, so weather-wise, partly sunny, very warm, slight chance of a few showers, high temperature 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, a few patchy clouds around the mountain side. We look going down to 71 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados, 85 and 75. In Jamaica, 87 and 72. In Trinidad, 88 and 75. And the Texan Cape Islands, 85 and 71. Across North America, Atlanta, 64 and 51. In Raleigh, 75 and 51. In Miami, 87 and 73. Dallas, Texas, 62 and 45. And Toronto, Canada, 44 and 37. As you go to the weekend, We can expect another hot day tomorrow, partly sunny, hot, with a chance of a couple of showers. But then we have that high shifting towards the east, making it from frontal body moving here sometime. Sunday night across Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, and Monday across the Providence. So we'll look counties on northwest Bahamas, but partly sunny and warm elsewhere. The temperature here will probably in the upper 80s daytime, lower 70s. After the front passes, you can expect a low to mid 80s at daytime and the upper 60s to lower 70s at nighttime. That's what you're up your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. Celebrated in March, National Nutrition Month stresses the importance of a nutritious, balanced diet and developing healthy eating habits. Here to talk with us about this, we are so happy to welcome Dr. Patti Symonette. She's a nutritionist and the CEO of the Wellness Center and Personal Training Studio. Dr. Symonette, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you so much. And it's a pleasure to be here. It's been a while, but it's a pleasure to be here. Welcome, Bahamas.
Yeah, it's an absolute joy to have you with us. I know it has been a while, but this is always an important conversation. I think, I would say coming out of the pandemic, but looking at news in Asia, I'm not sure if we can fully say that and if we know what's going to happen with us over the next 2 to 3 months, given what's happening with them today. But it's become more important, this conversation around health and who is a healthy person and what stands a better chance when you're fighting things like COVID and many other diseases. And here on Bahamas at Sunrise, of course, we always have this conversation, especially for those dealing with kidney issues, diabetics, so many different things. And so nutrition is of utmost importance. We're learning that more and more. And so what do we say we mean when something is nutritious?
Okay, so I think that's where a lot of people sometimes get confused because they think of nutrition and then they think of nutritious and then they talk about food or healthy food. But some foods that might be deemed healthy may not necessarily be nutritious, because when we talk about nutritious, we're talking about foods or substances which help your body to be healthy, grow properly, provides nutrients to the body that would prevent disease or treat disease more effectively. So you have to look at the constituents of food when you consume it when we're talking about nutritious food, not just healthy food. For example, someone might say, well, lettuce is healthy. So lettuce is a lot healthier than some of the things that we eat, but it's not the most nutritious if we compare it against something like spinach or kale or some of the crucifers like broccoli or cabbage. So yeah, you have to make a distinction between what is healthy and what is nutritious. And I'm glad you raised that point, because, for example, you look at foods like green tea. Green tea there are several foods that have dietary components in them that actually participate in a process we call apoptosis in the body. Some people might say apoptosis, but apoptosis, and what that does is program cell death. So foods that are engaged in that function or serve as cofactors in that function, they participate in program cell death so that cells in the body die when they're supposed to, this life cycle. And when they don't, that's when cells go rogue, they act like terrorists, they can cause cancer in the body and other things like that. So, resveratrol from grapes would be one of them. Curcumin from turmeric might be one of them. ECGC from green tea might be one of them. Lycopene from tomatoes might be another one of them. So I always try to get patients to understand the difference between essential and beneficial. Because a lot of times I would talk to patients and they would ask me, oh, Dr. Patti, what do you think about that? I said, it's beneficial, but what are you doing about the nutrients that are essential? Because if you're missing the essentials, the beneficials are not gonna optimize them.
Yeah. So just a question on that, Dr. Patti. I want just to make clarity. So you mentioned grapes, you mentioned tomatoes. And those are things that actually have those properties that break down those cells that you're talking about, or those are things that do not have them and we should avoid? I just want to clarify
those
that.
are the things that do have them.
Okay, wanted to make sure. Because
So-
your girl loves some grapes. So I just wanted to be able to tell my trainer that grapes have a benefit, right? So I needed to know.
They do have a benefit. Now, let me add to that though, Stace, is that we also have to be careful when we're choosing foods, because I know this is a question that will eventually come up. I always tell patients and individuals, persons, about eating foods that are healthy, but are GMOs. For example, seedless grapes, okay? So seedless grapes, they're genetically modified. So even if we took that to us from a scriptural perspective, scripture said, eat fruits with seeds and green plants, they will be yours for food. So seedless grapes are really GMOs. And then to add insult to injury with that, what happens is that those same foods, particularly foods that we're eating the skin of, they're sprayed with agricultural pesticides, chemicals, toxins. And so a lot of times when I'm looking at evaluating patients, I will see a lot of these toxins come up. So then that would lead now to other GI issues or poor absorption of nutrients. So it's pretty deep, and it's important that the public and patients understand that they might say they're eating healthy, but if they're eating foods like spinach and grapes and lettuces that are sprayed with a lot of agricultural toxins like glyphosate that's so common, or Roundup, then we're not always getting the benefits of those presumably healthy foods.
Wow. Okay, Doc. So we got a whole lot to talk about. This has been enlightening. I hope the people are really enjoying it, because it's so true. There's so many considerations that you have to put into this. And it's not as simple as just picking something up and calling it healthy, right? What are the nutrients there and how does it help? All right, so let's talk about the average Bahamian diet as we know it. What health score would you give that?
So I've given that a lot of considerations, because I have patients do what I call a diet, like let me identify your diet, an ID score or something like that. On an average, most Bahamians or patients that I have not had an opportunity to consult with over a period of time so that they understand what a healthy diet looks like, on average, I would say 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10?
Yes, on average. And, but there are things that you can do that would obviously improve that score. And I've come to the understanding and the realization that people are trying, but they honestly don't know. And unfortunately, a lot of people would consult with Dr. Google, and Dr. Google doesn't know you. Dr. Google is just spitting out information, but sometimes you have to have the foundation or the knowledge base to understand the application of that. So Dr. Google isn't always the best source. It's good to get you going, to understand maybe some concepts, some terms, but it's also important to know, how does that information from Dr. Google now applies to me? How do I, decipher that? So, but it's, the current Bahamian diet, we could move that closer to what an ideal should look like. But just from our health statistics, we know that the Bahamian diet is not the best. The score, like I say, on a scale of 1 to 10, honestly, I'd give it a 4. Some people maybe a 5, because you look at what's happening in terms of our health statistics, and it can't be that good if we have so much obesity and diabetes and heart disease and cancer and kidney issues. So if we were eating much healthier, you wouldn't see those kinds of numbers and those kinds of health statistics.
Wow. So Dr. Patti, in terms of, like, there's this concept that if you work out, right? So if you get the exercise in, then the diet doesn't matter. As long as you're working out, you're burning some calories, then you can eat whatever you want. Is that true?
That's absolutely false. You cannot correct a bad diet by walking over the bridge or exercising. In fact, you would see many people walking the bridge for years and they're still not losing weight. They might have a little bit more energy, but they're not always a lot healthier. So I would say continue to walk, continue to exercise, because exercise is in of itself medicine. It's really important that we appreciate that. But you can't erase poor eating with exercise. You definitely, absolutely cannot.
Okay. Oh, Dr. Patti, I have so much more questions. Unfortunately, our time is winding down. So I want to put people in contact with you, right? Because I'm sure, as you mentioned, that there are people that want to eat healthier, that think they're eating healthier, right? They're cooking more vegetables. And I mean, they're putting it in a lot of oil and black pepper and salt. That's fine. But they think they're doing the best that they can. And then there's just so much more information that they do not know. So how can people reach you? How can they get in contact with you in order to just have a consultation or maybe start a program? Let us know some more details about that.
Okay, so my office is still located at number 3 Hillside Plaza, which is on University Drive, formerly Thompson Boulevard, which is west of the passport office and the police college. So it sits right on the hill. And, you know, we'd love to have you in. We have a retail area with, I would say, excellent supplements, because our supplements are whole food based. So they're not, you're not going to find red number 40 and blue number 2 and yellow number 6 and talc powder and all those artificial things that shouldn't be in people's vitamins and supplements in them. So we can turn this thing around, but I think it's helping people, educating them and encouraging and empowering people to make healthier choices, you know, because food is expensive and it's getting more expensive. But there are some tips that, you know, we can certainly provide and help people choose better and eat healthier and stay healthier and hopefully live longer, have a better quality of life.
Excellent.
So 326 Food, that's the shortcut way to reach us, 326-3663 or 326 Food.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Patti Symonette. And of course, you guys heard it, 326 Food. You can't beat that. You can't forget that. And certainly, you know, we're just hopeful that more people will start to just learn more and learn it from the correct sources, as you mentioned. And then find those tips to make it easier on their wallets, because that's really, a lot of it comes down to that and what is accessible for many people. And so we're just grateful that you joined us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise and provided us with some information. We wish you all the best.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here. Now I can try get my tennis groove on.
Get it on, get it on. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
We believe in relationship banking. We take pride in getting to know our clients. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Welcome back. Access Accelerator client Jacquelyn Knowles turned her passion for baking into a thriving enterprise in Grand Bahama. Here is our Annalise Thompson with that story.
Jackie's Bakery and Catering, located West Atlantic Drive, Freeport, Grand Bahama, provides a variety of baked goods.
We just do the varieties of bread. We do raisin, cinnamon, coconut, white, whole wheat, and that will be in the loaves and also the dinner rolls. And to our retail location, we have the assortments of patties, the different breads, cakes. We do the mini cakes and pastries. Donuts has become popular. People that's catching on.
Even the locals have their favorites.
The raisin cinnamon and the coconut bread, I guess most people remember it from the hot cross buns. And patties.
Jackie's also offers other services, as the name implies.
We also have catering. We have done catering for most of the large companies on the island, such as Freeport Container Port, Freeport Power, GB Shipyard, and that range from 15 persons to 2,000 persons. We've done that and been doing that for years.
Jacquelyn's career began as the result of an inquisitive child.
I started baking and cooking from at the age of 8 years old. Well, what happened is my mother, she used to bake bread. And so the old people, they would always bake the bread, set it on the table to rise. She went downtown shopping. So she didn't come back in time, and I saw that it already reached the stage where she would put it in the pan. So I've always watched her, never asked anything, just watch. So by the time she came back, I had already had it in the pan and already rise and already bake. So from that day, I was too small to stay by the stand, so she would put me in a chair or a stool, and I would go up on top, and I would knead 5 pounds of bread at a time. And then one Easter, I think I was probably about 25 years old, my sister came and said, I'm doing hot cross buns, but I'm tired. I need you to help fill some orders. So I started from there, and from about 25 years ago, I was doing hot cross buns. Even though I didn't have a store, I would just take my vacation and do hot cross buns every year. And then from then, everybody would come, they would know about it. And before that, I would just give away bread. So I just liked kneading it, but I would just give it away. So when I said that I was doing hot cross buns, there was no problem selling it because people knew the product and they liked it. And so here we are today.
Business was booming in this location, but difficulties arose.
We've been in at this location from January 6, 2020, but I've been distributing bread wholesale to the food stores from August 2013. When we opened, we are just open right in the heart of, I guess, COVID, because we were open, start booming customers. We had the College of the Bahamas right here, and then we had Mercy Corps because of the hurricane, so that was an asset for us. We had caterings lined up and everything, and COVID-19 came and said, nope, shut it down.
Jackie's Bakery may soon be available in the frozen section of your local grocery store.
We were actually thinking on wholesale portion of it, like offering like catering mini patties and mini pastries and stuff, garlic bread, because a lot of the other vendors who sell stuff, they use our bread for garlic bread. So we were thinking about having those frozen where people can come in and buy those. So yes, especially the frozen part and wholesale. In fact, we have some small store owners and cafe owners who come and they buy the product we sell, that we offer to them at a wholesale price. So they're actually doing that now.
Owning a business means working hard for what is yours.
I guess the most important part is the fact that at the end of the day, you know that it's yours and you're working hard towards something that is yours, but it's very hard work. It might seem discouraging sometimes, but once you continue, and at the end of the day, and even when you serving people, the different people coming in, and you realize that you would have made their day just by talking to them about something, so that's a good thing.
Access Accelerator has been a huge help to the business, and they come highly recommended.
Oh my goodness. Thank God for them. We probably wouldn't have been here today had it not been for them. They were God sent. When you're going through the process, first off, it seems like they're allowing me to go through all this. Man, it isn't worth it. But trust me, if you were like me before, who only was interested in the practical part of it, and forget the theory, I left that to my husband. But because of the growth wheel, it makes you to see different aspects of the business, even with the practical part, because allow you to understand that portion of it more. So I would advise them to go through it. All the Zoom classes, you might feel tired and all that, but it's worth it. At the end of the day, what you would have experienced from that, I would not have done it had not they, and they should always make that mandatory because it is worth it. And because too, also the advisors. I used to think, government, they don't check and they're not thinking, they don't care about small business surviving. No. The advisors, especially Ms. O'Connor and her team here, they want you to succeed. And also we had a crisis last year. Mr. Rule, they went above and beyond. And now my advisor now, I think he is Carlos Smith. He's always calling and asking how we can help or giving me different ideas. Maybe you should try this. So trust me, people out there, they really should go and apply. Go through the business plan, it's worth it. The growth wheel, it's worth it. All of it is worth it. And it will make you a better business person at the end of the day.
For Bahamas at Sunrise, I'm Annalise Thompson.
In the Bahamas, small business is big business. More than 90% of the businesses in the Bahamas are classified as micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center was created to serve them. We at the Access Accelerator offer a variety of services to our clients: business advisory services, training and entrepreneurial programming, mentorship and incubation, and advocacy.
Join the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the Click.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this fabulous Friday. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I'm Mark Daniels. Thank you for joining us dead early on this fabulous Friday.
We're so happy that you're still with us. We hope that you've been enjoying the show this morning. Dr. Patti's talk has certainly inspired a conversation amongst us and our producer on just the importance of health versus nutrition, what we think is healthy, the way that we cook, so many things, Mark.
Yeah, food and eating is a science, and sometimes it's easy just to throw what's available in your mouth, whether that's that fried food, that salty thing, that sweet thing. And I think what we learned from Dr. Patti is one, you do the research to know what you're putting into your body. And two, just find out, the things that you like. Try new things. You never know. You might like string zucchini and squash, might like a raw diet, so try new things. And it's all about how you feel after you eat. If your energy goes up, it's great. If your energy goes down, maybe you need to check on that.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I hope people reach out to Dr. Patti. I think so many of the times it's about access and what's readily accessible in your local store, in your neighborhood, what you can afford. And so this entire conversation about health and nutrition really needs to be one happening at the national level. So I hope at some point we'll have NHI back on again and kind of talk about that and what their plans are. But in the meantime, we can talk about what we've got going on today. We still got more stuff to come for you in our second half. We're going to be talking to the Kidney Center in Freeport about the work they are doing there, especially during Kidney Month. And we'll show the senior category winning video of Central Bank's financial literacy video essay competition.
Definitely looking forward to those segments. And we're also going to have the Bahamas Football Association here talking about their upcoming match in St. Martin. Definitely looking forward to that. But let's take a second look at weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at sunrise, high pressure down with the feature, but that's going to shift towards the east by Sunday, making way for a frontal boundary to move into the Grand Bahama Abaco area by Sunday evening and New Providence early on Monday morning, bring about a couple of showers, even a possible thunderstorms, particularly the Grand Bahama Abaco area Sunday night. In your marine forecast, winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas, 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. On Saturday, those winds southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet for the central and southeastern islands. On Sunday, those winds become variable at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 in the northwest Bahamas, where those winds will be shifting to the northwest to north and increasing 15 to 20 knots, seas building 4 to 6 feet Sunday night after frontal passage. East to southeast at 15 knots, seas rise 3 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. Your tides. We expect a high tide at 8:41 this morning. Next low tide will be at 2:58 this afternoon. High gain tonight at 9:03. Sunset will be at 7:19 this evening. Rises more at 7:14. UV index 8. Your water temperature 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase. Full moon. Your standard look. High pressure shifts east, making way for frontal boundary move into the Grand Bahama area by Sunday evening, New Providence by Monday morning with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms. On Saturday, another lovely day, still weather-wise with hot temperatures. The temperature being up 80, lower 70s at nighttime. But after front passes, yes, a slight change in temperature, no significant changes. But you're looking at variable cloudiness with a few showers on Sunday morning, but becoming partly sunny and a little bit warm, but those temperatures being now in the mid-80s at daytime, upper 60s at nighttime. That's what you're up on your final look at weather at sunrise. I'm going to go inside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you, Godfrey. The Kidney Center in Grand Bahama is hard at work serving patients with renal disease and educating persons about kidney health and treatment. Our Carrie Aubrey has that story.
March is National Kidney Month, a time to raise awareness and focus on better kidney care. We stopped in at the Kidney Center in Freeport to learn more about kidney disease.
Chronic kidney disease is the slow progression of loss of kidney function. It is a result of chronic illnesses that affect the kidney, predominantly diabetes and hypertension, left uncontrolled over periods of time. Chronic kidney disease usually happens anywhere over 3 months. You see impact to the kidney, the normal kidney function. Kidney disease is avoidable for a large percentage of people. It does not have to happen. We need to make lifestyle changes. We need to eat well, exercise at least 4 to 5 days a week for 30 to 45 minutes. Stop smoking if we're smoking. See your doctor on a regular basis. Keep those chronic illnesses like diabetes, like hypertension, keep them in check. Monitor, go to your doctor, take medications as ordered. Avoid unnecessary medications like those painkillers that we like to take over the counter. Avoid them and just generally live, a healthy lifestyle.
Unfortunately, Bahamians are not well informed about kidney disease.
No, I don't feel that we are well informed, simply because of the numbers of persons that we're seeing right now on what we call hemodialysis with end-stage renal disease, meaning that they have progressed to kidney failure. Given our population size, right here in Grand Bahama, we have over 120 persons on dialysis, and they will be on dialysis for life. And given the small population size, it is a large ratio.
Kidney disease is now occurring in younger patients.
We're seeing younger and younger persons with kidney disease. How this impacts us is previously, in years gone by, in the 70s, 80s, this was a disease of the old people. It was seen in persons, when we say old people, persons 50, 60. Now we're seeing it in our younger populations because unfortunately we're seeing these chronic illnesses in our younger population. Diabetes, particularly the type 2 diabetes, which is a lifestyle acquired illness, we're seeing that in our teenagers, our 20-year-olds, our 30-year-olds. So with chronic kidney disease, that means that these diseases are left unchecked and these persons will end up, if left uncontrolled, untreated, left unaware, with kidney disease that will impact them, as I said previously, earlier in life.
There is a social worker on staff to help patients navigate their diagnosis and treatment.
Myself and the clinical manager would meet with the patient and the relative, the caregivers, to give you a handbook and give you education. It's a new condition. So this education and this meeting would help you get more familiarized with what's happening to you, and you're able to ask questions. It's helpful because you go into this room for hemodialysis treatment and there is a machine going on and you're going to hear different terms like dry weight and potassium. So we talk to you, we give you education and counseling. We tell you about the importance of family support and all these kinds of good stuff. As a resource to help persons living with kidney disease, we have referral agencies that help defray the costs. National health insurance, the patient would get a primary care physician, and that could be in the private. Most often it's in the private sector, and that's helpful. It's free of charge, but you have to register first. Registering for national prescription drug plan, because medication is very expensive. You have to register, and that would help defray the cost of your medicine at the public or the private sector. Another resource for the patient that has come along recently in Freeport, we have networked with the local dentist who would also see our patients, and with oral health is very important. Eye clinic appointments and stuff, I assist with that. You name it. We have resources like psychiatry, psychology, and of course, your renal social worker and your hospital social worker. We all work together for the patients.
Of course, there are many exciting activities planned for Kidney Month.
Kidney Month activities this year, we're going to kick off with T-shirt Fridays. So every Friday we wear our kidney T-shirts. This year the color is blue. It's under the theme Kidney Health for All, bridging the knowledge gap. It takes us from primary care to us, tertiary care, bringing awareness to kidney disease, how to prevent it, and when you do have it, the impact that it has on the patients and the families and their lives. We also have in-center activities that would mean the patients have an activity going on where they have a checklist of things that they would have to do to win the different prizes, first, second, and third. In those baskets, we have like Fitbits, we have blood pressure monitors, we have gas vouchers, food vouchers, but then they would have to meet the requirements. Are they meeting their targets, their monthly targets? Did they do an annual physical? Did they see the dentist, the eye doctor? We try to make it highly competitive, and make the prizes really good. We also have a virtual symposium. It's going to be on March 20th. And it's going to be live streamed on all of our virtual platforms. That would be Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. And again, we're going to have our primary care doctors and then us, our kidney team, speaking to you about kidney disease, bringing awareness, how to prevent it, what to do when you have kidney disease. And also we're going to have like a social worker, a transplant team, somebody talking to us about like your different options when you have kidney disease. We also have a kidney open house in Nassau on March the 26th. And it's basically you come in and you meet us and you interact with us and see exactly what we do in the unit, like the dialysis machines. You meet the personnel, the doctors, the technicians, the nurses, and the staff.
Dr. Cummings encourages patients to stay connected with them.
We are always here. You can get in contact with your primary care provider. You can get in contact with us, your kidney doctors. Feel free. We're always here, always willing to talk. We're not shy. You can meet us here at the Kidney Center. We're on number 3 West Mall Drive. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're online. Feel free. Contact us. We're here.
Reporting for Bahamas at Sunrise, I'm Kari Albury. Since 1967, Freeport Oil Company Limited has been dedicated to fueling growth and prosperity in the Bahamas. We have been a constant pillar within the country, striving to invest and support our community through the best of times and the worst of times. For us, Full Call represents 21 years of strength and consistency, consistent leadership, consistent growth, consistent customer service. Through it all, we are resilient. Full Call, fueling growth for people.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Welcome back. The Bahamas Football Association will be sending a 17-member team to an international friendly match in St. Martin later this month. Here to tell us more is Bruce Swan, Technical Director of the BFA. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Bruce.
Good morning, and it's a pleasure to be here to talk football after 2 years.
Yeah, exactly, right? Ain't nothing like talking football dead early in the morning. And like I said to our viewers, we're not talking about American football. We're talking about real football. We're actually using your foot, right?
Yes.
So Bruce, tell us, you came in recently as the technical director for the Bahamas Football Association. Tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to be here in the Bahamas with us.
Well, I think the Bahamas was looking for somebody that is more from a sporting background, but also strong in organizing stuff. And coming from Grenada, I worked with the ministry developing programs there, and I worked with the Football Association doing programs there as well. And I did my FIFA executive program, and that's where I met Carl. And I was more of a resource person in the program, you know, because of all the work I have done in different sports and the exposure that I had. Very strong in athletics as well, and did all the development sessions. Through that, I'm a certified level 5 athletics coach in youth development. And this was the person they're looking for to sort of develop the program in the Bahamas. Based on the interviews, the people that they had was more interested in coaching, and they didn't want somebody to come in to coach the national team, as a lot of the technical director shifted to. They wanted somebody to focus on the development, which is ensuring that our youths are properly developed, setting up the programs, ensuring that we get good instructors to come in to do those development sessions, and train instructors here locally so that they can do those programs. And coming from a country to where we operate with 2 islands, and Bahamas having several islands, there are some ideas that I have that can marry all the islands together.
We definitely, look forward to you, taking the program to a new level. I've played football all my life from a child, come straight up through the national team programs and the club programs. And it's definitely important, as you said, to have that feeder system for the youth, to have the support of the coach, and also to provide a pathway, whether that's for scholarships, universities, playing semi-pro or pro. That pipeline is definitely important. So you have a very important job. So tell us about this upcoming match in St. Martin and what you're going in there to go do.
Well, the St. Martin match, St. Martin invited us actually, and we took the opportunity because for the past, year and so, we had a group of youths in training under our Center of Excellence. So we have Nestle, Jean working with them together with Kevin and Avery, that worked with them over the past year and so. And we have the Nations League coming up, and we are in Group B. Trinidad is in Group B. So hopefully we get Trinidad again. So it was an opportunity to see how these players would fit and expose a lot of the new players to international play, especially at the senior level. So that was a great opportunity for us to identify players now that we can fit into the squad that have been playing for June window. Actually, we have 4 matches in June.
Wow. So I agree that, getting experience, especially at the senior level, is important. Those friendly matches, they may not seem like there's a lot of pressure, but it's a chance for you to look at players in live action, see how the team works together, and tweak the strategy a bit. So tell us, who is on the team that's going to compete? Tell us a little bit about the players.
Well, we have a number of young players. So I'll first talk about we bringing in 5 players, most of them, again, teenagers. We have Nicholas Lopez, Jordan Wilson, Rowan Davis, and the oldest one that is coming back here, Marcel Joseph, he's 24. The 3 I call was teenagers together with Isaiah Kylie. So these players, they have been there, they have been exposed to national training, they are out there in universities and playing in the league out there. And we want to bring them back to add that experience with Leslie St. Fleur and Julio Jameson. So these are the experience that we're bringing in to mold the youths together. But when we go down the line, it's a lot of teenagers. We have 9 teenagers. We are bringing in 7 new players. So we have the likes of Adrian Roll, who is 17, Michael Massey, who is 16, Derek Ferguson, 17, Vance Witten, nice young goalkeeper coming up, he's 16. We have Brandon Adderley, 20, Alex Yokat, 19, and Miguel Thompson, 21. These are the new players that we are bringing into the squad that we want to see how they measure up on an international standpoint. And the other players, Kenneth Swain, he has experience. He played, we joined the team before, he's 16. We have the Julnis brothers, we have Wood, Evelt, and Wood is not there. So Evelt and Evans, they are the center backs. They both the twin to 22. And that more or less makes up the team.
That sounds like a very great compliment, a good mix of experience with young players. And that's a part of building the chemistry, building the identity of the team. You always need new blood, new ideas. And be honest, those teenagers, they can run around all day. So I'm sure that for the more experienced players, they're happy to have some guys who are ready to run their boots off. So tell us, what's your strategy for the game and how are you feeling going into this competition?
Well, over the last 2 weeks, we have more defined working on our defensive shape. And so we're going to look at how they defend and also how they move forward. So from a strategy standpoint, we are going to be compact in the defense, more compact than anywhere else, and ensuring that the youths understand that, it's not just running forward, but you got to get back and hold shape in the defense as quickly as possible. So we're going to be working, we have done some work on that, but also we are going to be trying to get goals and tactically, how do we move forward and how do we get to scoring goals? So these are the 2 things that we are going to be basically looking at if you want to move from just running around in the club level to playing at the international level, which is more tactics and strategy.
Yes, definitely. I understand that defend and fall back. As a former center back, you defend till the end and get the forwards the ball and let them do their thing. So as we wrap up, tell us what's next for the team, what's next for the BFA?
Well, the BFA, we are still returning players to football. So this weekend we have the under 15 and under 13. They play tonight from 5:45. We should finish at around 9:15. And tomorrow morning we start at 9, and then we have them next week again. And more so, we're going to be rolling out short competitions as we get ready for the season in September. As for the national team is going to be engaged in June with the Nations League. We have 4 matches in June. It's a 2 weeks window with 4 matches. I think that's the most the team will be playing for a long time. And it's going to be a challenge. It's traveling back and forth. It's 2 games home, so expect 2 games home. We can have fans now, so
yeah, we're ready. We're definitely ready to see the team in action, and looking forward to what you guys coming up in the future. So Bruce Swan, technical director of the BFA, we'd like to thank you for coming on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning, talking about your friendly match in St. Martin. Y'all go down there, man. Yam food, eh?
Yeah, we're going to bring that junk kind of flavor.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. Before we go to commercial, we're going to have a video. Senior high school student Zario Stapleton took first place in the Central Bank video essay competition. Focusing on the theme, the Bahamian economy is an ideal model for digital financial services. Here is her winning video. Enjoy.
Hello, my name is Zaria Stapleton. I'm a 10th grader attending St. Augustine's College, and today I will be talking to you about digital financial services. Is the Bahamian economy ideal for digital financial services? What do you think? Digital financial services are financial services being offered digitally. The meaning is within the name. It is the act of paying bills or purchasing goods and services without the use of physical cash, but with the internet and an app. Financial services weren't this convenient. Everything used to be done manually. Royal Bank of Canada was the first bank in the Bahamas. This is the original building, still here on Bay Street. They opened their doors on November 2nd, 1908, when horse and carriage and dusty roads was the thing. In 1966, the Bahamian dollar became the official currency when it replaced the British pound at a rate of 7 shillings for every Bahamian dollar. The British pound was used when we were a British colony between 1718 and 1973, when we gained independence from Britain. After which, the central bank was established to ensure the economy remained stable by creating policies and procedures in 1974. You could call that a free history lesson. The Bahamas is an archipelago of 700 islands and keys, with a little over 26 islands inhabited, with Nassau being the capital, where most financial businesses are conducted. This can be challenging for the outer islands to access these services. Many had to rely on the mail boats and persons traveling to Nassau for assistance. During this time, a lot of people's monies were either stolen or lost. Since the late 1990s, when the cell phone rates dropped, and later the introduction of data services made the outer islands not seem so far away. Now, with reliable internet, electricity, and phone services on most family islands, forms a connection between the islands, also opening the doors for businesses to expand. Island Luck started off as a gaming house, expanded to the family islands, and slowly was being used as a bank for many on the family islands with no banks. Converting to a digital platform also helps the country. It is expensive to keep producing currency. In 2020, the Central Bank of the Bahamas discontinued the circulation of pennies. It was too expensive to produce, considering what it was worth. This would minimize the need to print so much money. This is less expensive to conduct business. The need to hire an armored truck is not needed. In many cases, some businesses, such as Alibaba, don't even have a physical business. If money is being handled digitally, you won't have to worry about counterfeit or COVID. With the increased demand for convenient, quick, reliable financial services as a result of COVID-19, forces us to digitize, leading to the increase of various digital apps such as Mobile Assist, Cash and Go, Island Pay, and Canoe, just to name a few. If you have traveled and applied for a health visa, did you realize that you were using Canoe? Canoe? What's that? I'll let my friend tell you.
Just a digital wallet app that allows you to make cashless transactions without having to use your debit card.
Have you noticed that the world is digitizing? When traveling, many airports don't accept cash. The world is becoming cashless, and the demand for digital financial services is increasing tremendously, with tourism being our #1 industry and banking following up. We must keep up with the trends of the world, or we could find ourselves being left behind. With the increased interest in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, the Central Bank of the Bahamas introduced our local digital currency called the sand dollar, the currency of the mermaids. Even the Bahamas government is digitizing. Have you heard of My Gateway, the government's new electronic platform, where you can apply for police character reference, birth certificate, driver's license, just to name a few? You should check it out. Digitizing is the new wave. The world is digitizing!
that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Bahamas at Sunrise. And of course, congratulations to the Central Bank video essay winner, Mark. Sounds like she is just poised to take over filming all of Bahamas at Sunrise.
I'm telling you, reach out to us. We're looking for an intern. See you next week.
You all make it a good weekend. We'll be back with more on Monday. Bye.
Enjoy your weekend.